All right, guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So I was taking a little naparuski, a little sleeping very comfortably, and the global producer's letter is here now. I would say, well, I mean, this is exactly what I anticipated, but certainly things are going to be a little dark for the community over the next several months. Because I've explained this many times, but like this, kind of like Dokkan community that we have here, I mean, I would say it's 99% global players. I mean, there's players who are also playing JP, but it feels like a player who just plays JP but does not play global is like so unbelievably rare, just like the rarest. Like we just don't see that, right? Like it's again 99% global players is what it feels like. So it's gonna be rough over the next couple of months because there's not exactly what we would consider hype things coming, right? There's always characters that a particular person would like. I like Super Trunks, like I like his design, I like the character. I really like LR Ribrienne, I just like her as characters, right? Like there's everyone who's gonna like something, but just like a generally like consensus hype option, seemingly it's not gonna be coming to global until Saiyan Day, March 18th. March 18th should be the next time global and JP have like some sort of like synced thing. I mean, I've been saying this for a little bit now, ever since we got sort of like, well, I mean, it wasn't confirmation that New Year's wasn't synced, but it was like 99%. Let's take a look here. We have the global producers letter. It's a very, very similar video to what we saw before for JP, right? It's almost exactly the same thing. We probably... let me. I'm gonna let the whole thing play just in case there's any tidbits I missed. Updated info on the 10th anniversary schedule. So this is their roadmap. People have been going crazy about how bad the roadmap is. We'll take a look at it as well. Latest game info for December. Alright, roadmap. Again, people are... I do love the community dearly. I do think people do a little overabundance of crying, though. Like, I've been pushing back on people's crying for a long time. I mean, how bad is this roadmap? I mean, it's not the great... Like, dude, am I going to sit here and say, oh, dude, this is, like, so sick? I am of the opinion... I mean, I would much rather they're doing stuff like this than not. I don't know if it's just an influx of new players or if, like, we all get whinier as time goes on, including me, or what. But, like, dude, they did not do stuff like this years ago. This is so much better. Like, I would much rather they're giving us info, they're communicating than not. Like, I see people talking, and it's like, would you guys rather they just said nothing? I don't know. Like, look at any game. Like, they're not, like, the stuff people are saying, like, oh, they should tell us this and this and this and this and this. What game does? I'm not seeing that from any of these. I mean, we could compare Dragon Ball game to Dragon Ball game, with fighters, man. I've seen the talk about, rollback forever, and we're still waiting on that, right? So let's take a look at this. So we got domains. I mean, to be fair, with this roadmap, I mean, I don't know if we really need, like, all of this stuff on. This does not need to be here. This is, 2022. Like, you could get this off of here. This does not need to be there. The rest of this is fine, sure. Because, all the rest of this is all 2023 things, right? Domains, Dokkan Original Animations, the Pixel Character Bonus, Link Skill Orbs. This is the Pity and Legendary Summon Banners, and then Standby Skills. This could all stay there, but... Carnival characters, dude, this is like year 7 stuff. Like, that does not need to be there at all. All right, so we do have the new things here. So it's talking about the unification of Japanese international version operation schedules, period to be determined. We're going to get to that in 2 seconds once Amatsu starts talking about that. And then we have the power level bonus and then content adjustment. So we do have new things added to this, which Amatsu talks about. Alright, you sum up the pity right there. Link skill orbs, which are great, fantastic addition to the game. I do wish you could get rainbow ones a little bit more, but it's good. Rewards for the pixel character are fine. I do wish they were a little bit better, but it's fine. That's, from basically the first to the first of every month. Okay. Unification of the schedules. Some info on future updates. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. Okay, so they're talking about the power level stuff. All right. I am very excited for this. Because I do like the whole power level system. I think is very good for Dokkan. Because it's, kind of like a PvE game and stuff like that. But I think they need to do a better job of how power level is determined. So we can get various bonuses based on power level, Zenny obtained, drop rates of awakening medals, etc. Okay, that does look good. Updated the points of certain factors. So, actually, I mean, looking at this, yeah, could they adjust? People were telling me, they're not gonna adjust link level power. Like, are we sure? Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I mean, this could mean anything, to be fair. All right, so power level bonus new feature provides bonuses based on your power level will be implemented. All right, let's take a look. Bonuses that'll improve gameplay experience. Okay, cool. Sure. Increase in Zenny, drop rates of awakening medals. That certainly could be very good, right? Like, right now, it's 10 runs to get 70 medals, right? From a Dokkan event. And then you need to do an 11th to get the 77. Now, they've added some missions recently, but imagine we now only need to do, like, 3 runs or something like that. Like, it could be crazy, right? Like, this parallel bonus could be very good. My continued recommendation for free-to-play players, by the way, is to just simply, you don't have to worry about, oh my god, link leveling all the time, my head is spinning. All you have to do, you go to stage 31-4, 3 times per day. You just use your boost. Boost, you're done. That's it. I promise, if people would just listen to that, the characters whose links you want to be at a good level would be at a good level. You'd be fine on gems. You'd be fine. Like, your power level would steadily raise. That's all you got to do, man. That is not tough. Auto exists, right? Like, that's all you got to do. You don't have to push yourself any harder than that. Number of times you could play in limited events like Red Zone. That's good. So, that's good. They're giving... The thing is, they're giving people incentive to actually play, right? But the big thing is you got to make this better. The number one thing I would like to see is that you get points for every single stage ever cleared, right? If you do a story event stage, you get some power level. You do a Dokkan event stage, you get some power level, no matter what. That's what I want added. Higher power level, more bonuses you could use. Okay, cool. I wonder what the upper limits of this would be, too. I can't imagine it would be very high. I wonder if, like, if you have a 5 million power level, you would get, like, the maximum value out of it or something like that. Like, I know people will look at, like, me with, like, my near 17 million power level or something like that, but even a 1 million power level is very good. And that's probably, top 1% is like a 1 million power level. So I can't imagine the number to get these max bonuses is going to be that high. Just like a softball guess would be 5 million, but we'll see. More details, in-game announcements in February. February? So that means JP should be getting this in January then. Because typically, yeah, JP is likely going to get this right before anniversary then. Okay. That's interesting. That's sooner than I expected. Plan to continue adding new content features to make Dokkan more enjoyable. Okay, cool. That's always good. Always a good thing. Oh, so we're going to talk about Chain Battle? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Chain Battle after Chain Battle number 39 is going to be sent to hell. Now, because it says it's taking place in April, that basically is a clue that tells us that that's when Dragon Fist and Hirudegarn are going to come out on Global. This does make sense, because many dual Dokkan Fests in the past from, New Year's have shown up on Global in April. I like Broly and Gogeta was one that was a little bit different, but I mean, that was kind of an exception because that was like brand new characters of the series, right? The 2 times it's like the 2 new movies, Superhero came to Global at the same time, and then the Broly movie stuff came a little early, right? So, yeah, so Dragon Fist and Hirudegarn will be in April, so again, looking at this, I guess here, let's keep going. We're going to talk about global schedule in 2 seconds. Yeah, Chain Battle retired. If people, Operation Team feedback we've received since then. Okay, so I've seen a lot of people, upset. A lot of times I'll refer to people crying. I don't know. I don't really think any side of the Chain Battle stuff is necessarily people crying, but I've seen talk about this, that like, why did they not get rid of like World Tournament or Patan or whatever annoying thing people didn't like? I think the answer is just simply Chain Battle was not as liked as other modes. You know, they have data of how often people are playing it. They have feedback. People are telling me that the Japanese side of the player base is going crazy happy that Chain Battle is gone. And as far as I'm aware, the Japanese side of the player base also likes World Tournament. A lot of them do, right? Like, that's why. Hopefully, the World Tournament revamp would go very hard. All right. More updates to regular events and make the game better and stuff. Blah blah blah. Sure. All right. So Chain Battle ends. So rewards will still be available through other content. Okay, I hope. Yeah, the rewards for Chain Battle were really good, man. All right, there it is, right there. Next July's 9th anniversary. So there's our confirmation. So the global anniversary is going to be taking place in July. So that means we know in earnest what the schedule is going to be. So here's what we're going to be looking at. Trunks is going to be the next Dokkan Fest. Probably like January 2nd, January 3rd, something like that. Trunks is going to come out. Omega should come towards the tail end of January. January 20th, like the LR Golden Frieza slot, LR Omega should come out. 17, 18 should come out at the start of February. This is where it's going to get kind of... Like, this is why people are upset on Global, and, like, I get it, right? Because it's like, JP is going to have, like, I don't know, LR Beast Gohan or something like that, and Global's going to be getting 17, 18, right? Like, this is the start of February. Then Ribrianne is the middle of February, and then Gohan and Piccolo, this is locked into the start of March, like, for sure. This is that small, shitty celebration. I explain this every year, and every year it's the same. The Halloween celebration is always small and shitty, and it works perfectly for Global to slide it in before Saiyan Day in March. So this is actually what Global is getting over the next several releases. Like, this is it. Like for real. Now, I am always telling people, I think Dokkan does a pretty good job with kind of the peaks and valleys, right? Like, people want, like, our we want Kid Goku, we want, you know, a Videl, a Ginyu, like, we want other stuff besides Goku. Like, people are always saying that, which is true. I think, like, getting the representation is good, but you can't just spam it in a row, right? Again, there's got to be, like, peaks and valleys. Now, we take a look at this, and the problem with this is that they haven't synced Global beforehand. Right, so Global has this really odd thing where they kind of like are pulling random pieces out of nowhere, and that's led us with the worst 5-banner slate upcoming probably ever. I don't think that there's ever been a worse one. And the reason is because look at the landing spots of these characters on JP, and this is why it sucks for Global. This is why again, the peaks and valleys works well, but when you just give valley, 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 you know, people are very upset. So Trunks was the end of July. Omega was the middle of July. They were the start of October. They were the middle of October. They're the end of October. Like, it's like just like spamming all these characters, right? Like LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku was right before him. You know, Vegito Blue, Fusion Zamasu, Future Gohan, Sword Up Trunks were right after this guy, right before them. Right, it's like when we're coming off the worldwide download celebration into 17-18, it's like, yeah, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter too much. But I mean, for Global, it's gonna be tough because, you know, Global is gonna be sitting here opposite the anniversary as well. Now again, they could have avoided this problem had they synced up the game years ago. I mean, that would be the best decision, right? The way they've done the schedule, like I actually am shocked that I've seen as many people as I have say, like, oh, I wish Global wouldn't sync at all, when, like, this bullshit happens all the time. with global. How many times have we talked about how when they do like global first or global same time, bullshit always, like there's always shenanigans. There's always bugs. There's always mistakes. There's always mess ups. Always. With like the global first content. So that's why the eventual sync is just going to be a dream come true, right? Just get the games exactly the same content releasing on both versions at the same time, both versions treated 100% equal. That's what we're looking to get. So this is going to be a tough couple of months, man, like for global. There's no doubt about it. And again, I mean, I could say this too, like all the time people go, oh my God, Truth hates global players. And like, I try to tell y'all, no, global players are 99% of the community. Without global players watching me, I'm a plumber somewhere. So no, I would rather global be treated, guess what? Fairly, exactly the same as JP. That's what we're looking for. Hopefully the sync comes sooner rather than later. I mean, it sounds like we know by at least next July it's not going to be synced. I would really, really hope that we're synced by the 10th anniversary. That, I think, is where I'm really like let's, like, you know, like, come on, Amatsu, 10th anniversary. Let's really aim for that.
そしてその先に向けてより皆さんに楽しんでいただけるドッカンバトルを目指していければと思います。
Right, working on preparations for unification of the schedules. I would also say, this is something I talk about with Nano. So many people are saying that they should, they shouldn't have announced it. I think that's bullshit, man. I would rather they're transparent and telling us. This idea that they shouldn't have even told us, I think that's horse shit, right? That's just people mad it's not as fast as they want it to. I think that's complete bullshit. I'd much rather they're telling us all this stuff. I think what we could say is that they could be telling us more info, not less, but we want more info. This again, like I was talking about it with Nano, and like I just kind of like came to the conclusion, like, did they decide that they were syncing the games in like July or something? And then Amatsu walks on stage in August where they still maybe don't even have it feels like they themselves don't know yet. Like, I think that they're, like, when is the global sync? I think Amatsu doesn't know, man. Like, that's the thing. I think it's like they decided, like, yeah, we're going to move through. We're going to push towards this. We're going to get the game synced up. But they don't know. And, I mean, that's where also it's like, they're not going to tell us that. Like, there's no way. There might actually not be info to give us, more info to say. So, I don't know. It's a tricky situation here, man. But that's kind of where I'm wondering. Like, do they even know? Amatsu, be honest. Do you know when the sync is? I don't know. He might not know. Schedule up to the 10th anniversary. Okay, sure. Reminder, by the way, that they did say they have the schedule determined until 10th anniversary, by the way. Remember that. They said that during the 8th anniversary. All right. As expected, as anticipated, the Tanabata banner is dropping on Christmas. This is what Global is going to be getting, you know, in terms of its next banner. This is the return of the 8th anniversary LRs. I would not recommend Global players summon on this, really, but, I mean, who are you going to summon on upcoming? None of this shit. This is all trash. I would not, I mean, the most useful unit here is definitely Gohan and Piccolo, but like even them, like they are pretty flimsy. They're paper mache until you revive. Like it can be very scary. None of this is worth summoning on. None of it. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So I mean, you can summon on this if you want, but I wouldn't really recommend it. In terms of the 8th anniversary LRs, they are still just as strong. I really do like both of them and their standbys and their abilities. I think they're very good. You want to grab them with red coins, that's certainly not a bad idea, but again, I don't think that this banner is super good or anything like that. A lot of featured units. I think maybe just getting these guys to red coins will suffice. Remember, Super Saiyan 4 Goku will not be available with red coins. People are going to get confused about that, but it's not. He's not going to be available with them. Yeah, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I mean, he has fallen off, unfortunately, since he came out on JP, right? The Dismal Future Red Zone. it's like he can work really well, but you just need really good luck. That's the problem. Like, way too perfect luck. Plus a bunch of these other characters who are not really as good are on the banner, but I mean, again, they're not really as good. This character should be closing in on an easy A though. There's going to be missions to get tickets. I mean, that's going to be good. Global players are going to be getting tickets for that banner. That's obviously awesome. Okay. Various Dokkan events will be available. Very exciting. Wow. Pretty good. Yeah. Super good. Okay. That wraps up today's announcement. Plans for the future aren't over yet, so stay tuned for more. Okay, we'll be stayed tuned, Amatsu. Thanks, Amatsu. And I'd just like y'all to know, understand, Amatsu makes my life way more difficult. That's how I'm gonna end my video with. Thank you, Amatsu, for making my life more hard. I appreciate it, brother. Let's get that wave again. Yeah. Go ahead. Give us that big toothy grin, Amatsu. Let's go. Let me get that wave. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So, global players are going to be frustrated. Again, I'm not even totally, like, yeah, I mean, this sucks. So, like, I get it. We'll see. I mean, I think, like, when is the best case scenario for the sync? Maybe next Worldwide? I don't even know. Worst case is definitely not 10th anniversary. Like, they could go even further past, but I will tell y'all this. I would really like to see the game synced by 10th anniversary. Like, so serious. Like that would be pretty far. Like, that's, a year and a half after they announced it. But we'll see what's going to happen, man. It's tough. I don't know completely what goes into the sync. I did see some, like, I was reading up on some people talking about it in the Treasure Cruise community and who were very frustrated with how the sync happened, how people felt like they rushed to it. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine, based off of what I've seen from the Dokkan community, I think a lot of y'all would have just been happy. Like, who cares? Like, maybe you guys miss out on some rewards or something like that, but for them to just, like, blitz through all the content to get the game synced, seems like the majority of people in the Dokkan community do actually want that, even if it would mean loss of some, rewards or something like that. I think eventually we probably will get to a point where the last couple of releases are going to be smacked onto, like, a step-up banner, like a, sync celebration step-up banner. That is going to happen eventually, but, again, we'll see. Is this going to happen next October, next January? Like, when is it going to happen? Hard to say. So, let me know what you guys think about the producer's letter. Yeah, thanks. Amatsu said, yep, making your life harder, buddy. Thank you, Amatsu. Yeah, love you. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye.